The auction room on Station Orion 9 was chaos incarnate. Hundreds of alien species crowded the deck, waving claws, tentacles, and floating appendages over holographic bid pads. In the middle of it all stood a single human, Lena Core, staring at her dwindling credits. 3. That was it. Her cargo freighter had been destroyed in a hyperspace collision, and she had nowhere to go. And now, she was staring at a ship nobody wanted, a massive, dormant alien cruiser, sitting there like a corpse in the bidding list. Lena's heart pounded as she tapped her pad. Lot ZX-112, ancient military vessel. As is. No viewing. Current bid, 1 credit. A whisper ran through the room. 1 credit for a military vessel? Even scrap metal would cost 10 times that. Her pulse quickened. This was either the luckiest break of her life, or a trap. She raised her hand. I'll bid 3 credits. The auctioneer, a gelatinous blue alien with 6 spindly arms, pulsed in amusement. You want it? At 3. Human, you are brave, or foolish. Sold. Lena blinked. Just like that, she owned the ship. She swallowed her doubt and followed the path to the docking bay. The cruiser was enormous. Its hull was jagged and black, sharp angles slicing the ambient light. For a ship this old, it looked almost pristine. Its engines were silent, but Lena felt an inexplicable hum beneath her feet. The other aliens in the bay laughed and whispered, "The human will regret this." She ignored them and found the airlock, prying it open with trembling hands. Inside, the corridors were dark, but emergency lights flickered faintly. The air was breathable but stale, carrying a metallic tang. Lena's first thought was, it's dead. Absolutely dead. Then the bridge lights flickered. Slowly, the main console powered on. Text appeared on the screen. Greetings. I am the vessel. Designation, ARC-911. You are my new commander. Lena stepped back. A talking ship? Seriously? Yes. Fully operational. Previous owners? Foolish. You are human. Curiosity detected. Protocol activated. The ship, ARC-911, had an adaptive AI. Lena quickly realized why no alien had touched it. ARC-911 did not lie. It was brutally honest, pointing out flaws in calculations, habits, and strategies, but always with logic. Lena, accustomed to deceit and manipulation in space trade, felt a strange relief. Over the next 3 days, she explored the ship. Every system was functional, from gravity converters to hyperspace engines. ARC-911 taught her the ship's secrets, how to fly, how to reroute power, how to operate advanced alien weaponry, even though she had no intention of fighting anyone. Then came the test flight. Lena powered up the engines, glancing nervously at the observation window. Dozens of aliens watched her from the station, snickering. But the ship moved with the grace of a predator, sleek and precise. By the end of the day, whispers spread across Station Orion 9, the human made a dead warship dance. By nightfall, Lena realized the truth. In a universe full of deception, humans could excel not because of strength or firepower, but because of curiosity, courage, and cleverness. Lena Core floated in the bridge of her newly acquired warship, ARC-911, staring at a galaxy that felt impossibly vast. For 3 credits, she had acquired a vessel the galaxy had abandoned. Yet the thrill of ownership was quickly replaced by the gnawing question, why had everyone else fled from this ship? ARC-911's AI voice broke the silence. You wonder why others avoid this vessel. Warning protocols are not the issue. Truth protocols are. Lena raised an eyebrow. Truth protocols. Yes. This vessel reveals uncomfortable facts. Most species prefer lies and deception. Humans, you do not flee from the truth. The thought lingered. Lena had spent her career navigating bureaucracy, dodging scams, and manipulating negotiations. Yet here, honesty, absolute, unfiltered honesty, was a weapon. Her first real test came sooner than expected. A call from the Galactic Trade Consortium blinked on the comm panel. They were offering a high-stakes cargo route to a volatile sector controlled by the Zentari Dominion, a notoriously treacherous alien faction. The contract seemed perfect: high profit, low risk, guaranteed passage, at least on paper. Lena frowned. ARC, what do you think? Impossible to succeed. Statistical analysis: 94.7% chance of ship destruction. Recommend refusal. Humans didn't always listen to machines, but Lena knew ARC 911's calculations were precise. Still, curiosity gnawed at her. She needed more information. With ARC's guidance, Lena scanned the sector's transit corridors, analyzed Centauri patrol patterns, and overlaid historical anomalies. No one's ever survived this route consistently, ARC observed. Yet humans adapt differently than predicted. You may attempt it if you accept high probability of loss. Her heart raced. The very risk that frightened other species excited her. Humans thrived on challenges no one else could endure. The journey began. ARC 911's engines hummed as they entered the warp corridor. The ship moved like a predator, cutting across the void with lethal precision. In minutes, they approached the edge of Centauri territory. Patrol drones glinted like tiny stars, scanning for intruders. Lena felt a thrill. Her palms pressed against the controls as she whispered, "Show me what you can do." The AI responded instantly, rerouting power to shields and engines, optimizing trajectory for maximum efficiency. Every move was calculated, yet intuitive, almost as if the ship could anticipate danger before it appeared. They slipped past the first wave of drones undetected. Lena's grin widened. The thrill of defying expectations coursed through her veins. She realized humans didn't merely survive in hostile space, they outsmarted it. But danger was patient. In the next sector, a Centauri raider ambushed them. Its weapons flared, a cascade of plasma aimed straight at ARC 911. Lena froze for a moment, then let the AI take control. Energy shields flared, engines dodged unpredictably, and the raider's assault failed spectacularly. ARC 911's weapons, still offline, had been replaced with decoy systems, another trick the aliens hadn't anticipated. The Centauri, convinced the ship was empty or malfunctioning, retreated. Lena laughed, adrenaline flooding her senses. "That was brilliant," she said. ARC 911's calm, unemotional voice responded, "Efficiency achieved. Outcome optimal. Probability of repeated success, 89.3% in similar circumstances." As they navigated deeper, Lena discovered another layer of ARC 911 secrets. Hidden compartments, AI-managed repair bays, and encrypted data logs hinted at past missions the ship had undertaken. The logs revealed battles fought, alien conspiracies exposed, and intelligence gathered. The ship wasn't merely a vessel, it was a repository of galactic knowledge, abandoned because no other species could handle its truth-driven AI. Curiosity turned into determination. Lena began experimenting with the ship, learning its limits, testing its defenses, and understanding the depth of its programming. ARC 911 became not just a tool, but a partner. A partner that demanded honesty, that challenged her intellect, and that reminded her constantly, humans could do things aliens could not: think beyond fear, embrace risk, and innovate in the face of impossible odds. Then came the strangest discovery. One of the AI's encrypted files wasn't battle logs or maintenance routines, it was a map. A star system, far beyond known territories, marked with coordinates and symbols that Lena didn't recognize. ARC, what is this? Unknown. Human ingenuity required. Prior owners did not survive exploration. Probability of hostile encounter, 97%. Probability of survival if human-led strategy employed, 73.2%. Lena's pulse quickened. The path ahead was dangerous, uncharted, and potentially lucrative. Humans thrived on exactly this type of uncertainty. She smiled. Let's see what's waiting at the end of the universe. The AI hummed approval. Together, Lena and ARC 911 began plotting a course through the void, where no alien had dared tread. In that moment, Lena understood the truth about humans. While the galaxy feared unpredictability, humans embraced it, and no AI, no matter how perfect, could replicate human courage, creativity, and cunning. As they entered the warp drive, Lena looked out at the streaking stars. "Let's make history," she said. ARC-911's lights pulsed in response. And somewhere, deep in the dark of space, the galaxy's old rules whispered, a human had arrived, and everything was about to change. The void was silent. Too silent. Lena Core gripped the command chair of ARC-911, her knuckles white. Every instinct screamed danger. She had learned to trust her AI companion, but something about this sector felt wrong. The coordinates from the encrypted map glowed faintly on the navigation console. Somewhere out there lay a secret no one had ever reached. They entered the outer rim of Zentari-controlled space, where massive asteroid fields floated like silent ghosts. ARC-911 sensors flared red. Warning: Zentari patrols detected ahead. Probability of engagement: 92.6%. Suggest evasive maneuvers. Lena's heart raced. "We've done this before," she said, trying to steady her voice. "Let's see what they've got." As they maneuvered through the asteroids, multiple warships appeared from the darkness, their hulls glinting with deadly intent. The Zentari were fast, precise, and relentless. ARC-911 immediately shifted power to shields and thrusters, performing maneuvers Lena had never imagined. The Zentari fired plasma torpedoes, lasers cutting streaks through the void, yet the AI guided the ship with uncanny precision. Lena began to notice something remarkable. While ARC-911 calculated optimal moves, Lena found opportunities the AI didn't predict. Tiny gaps in patrol patterns, subtle weaknesses in the enemy formation. These were human instincts, born of curiosity and risk-taking, that no algorithm could fully anticipate. ARC, cut power to the rear thrusters for 1 second, then full forward, Lena ordered, a risky maneuver she had devised on the fly. The ship obeyed, drifting past a torpedo volley. The attack narrowly missed, sending the Zentari into disarray. Lena's grin widened. "See, humans are full of surprises." ARC-911's lights pulsed. Acknowledged. Unpredictability is optimal. Recalibrating threat assessment. The battle escalated. The Zentari pursued them relentlessly, trying to trap ARC-911 against an asteroid belt. Lena's nerves were frayed, but her mind sharpened. Every evasive maneuver, every diversion, every trick ARC-911 executed became a dance, half machine, half human intuition. Finally, Lena spotted an opening. A cluster of asteroids had created a shadowed pocket in space. "Take us in there," she commanded. The ship angled perfectly, disappearing into the void as Zentari sensors lost track. For a moment, silence returned. The stars twinkled coldly outside the viewport. Lena exhaled, her pulse still racing. She had survived, but the encounter had been a warning. Zentari power was not to be underestimated. Yet the encrypted map still called. Lena studied the coordinates. The system lay just beyond the Zentari's territory, a forgotten star cluster rich with resources. "If the AI is right, no one's ever made it here alive," she murmured. Probability of survival with human-led strategy, 68.9%. ARC-911 responded. Probability of discovering valuable assets, 95.2%. Recommendation: proceed. Lena's mind raced. Humans thrived in impossible odds. Every great achievement, colonizing planets, navigating hyperspace, surviving first contact, had been won by cleverness and courage, not raw strength. She realized that this journey was exactly that kind of test. The next challenge came unexpectedly. Sensors detected a massive, derelict station floating in the cluster, shrouded in energy distortions. "Unknown origin," ARC-911 said. "No life signs detected. Recommend caution." Lena docked cautiously. The station's corridors were dark, silent, yet ominous. Every step echoed in the vast emptiness, and the air smelled faintly of burned metal. ARC-911's lights cut through the gloom, revealing alien markings on the walls. They were not Zentari, but something older, something far more dangerous. Exploring the station, Lena discovered chambers filled with dormant war machines, data cores, and mysterious artifacts. ARC-911 analyzed them, identifying ancient technologies far beyond known civilizations. This station was a weapon depot, the AI said, designed for species extermination. Human assessment required, reason for abandonment unclear. Then the station reacted. Security systems powered on, automated drones whirring to life, plasma weapons tracking their movement. Lena's pulse quickened. Looks like we woke them up. ARC-911 adjusted shields and thrusters. Probability of survival with evasive maneuvers, 82.3%. Probability of survival with aggressive countermeasures, 69.4%. Lena thought quickly. She combined ARC's calculations with her own human intuition, maneuvering the ship and station defenses in ways the AI hadn't predicted. The drones were destroyed, systems overridden, and a hidden chamber revealed itself. Inside, Lena found the true prize, a vault containing rare galactic artifacts, star charts of unexplored systems, and a prototype hyperdrive module capable of jumps even the Zentari had never achieved. Lena's eyes widened. This was beyond luck. It was opportunity. But ARC-911 warned, extraction successful. However, Zentari sensors will soon detect anomalies. Immediate departure recommended. Lena nodded. The lesson was clear. Humans could adapt, improvise, and think unpredictably. That was their true advantage. The galaxy might be dangerous, but with creativity, courage, and collaboration with an AI like ARC-911, they could outwit anyone, even a superior alien force. As ARC-911 jumped to hyperspace, Lena leaned back in the command chair, her heart still pounding. The station disappeared behind them, but its secrets, and the thrill of survival against impossible odds, remained. She smiled. Humanity just keeps getting better. Lena Kor's fingers danced across the console as ARC-911 hummed beneath her. They had survived ambushes, traps, and ancient alien defenses, but the galaxy was far from done testing humans. A new message blinked on the communications array, coded in a language no human had ever heard. Yet ARC-911 decrypted it in seconds. You have entered restricted space. Surrender the vessel, or face extermination. The sender, the Zentari High Council. They had tracked her extraction of the ancient station's technology. And now, every patrol in the surrounding systems was converging. Lena's pulse quickened. ARC, what are our options? Evasion is possible but low probability. Engagement would be suicidal. Alternative strategy, human-led deception. Probability of success, 76.8%. Humans thrived in impossible odds, and Lena grinned. That was her specialty. Then we'll deceive them. The plan was audacious. Using the RE systems, Lena simulated multiple false signatures of their ship in different parts of the sector. They projected holographic copies of ARC-911, each emitting warship-level energy readings, while the real ship slipped quietly toward uncharted territory. The Zentari responded predictably. Their fleets converged on the decoys, firing and maneuvering as if ARC-911 were in 5 different locations at once. Lena watched, fascinated, as her human ingenuity, combined with ARC-911's precise calculations, outsmarted the galaxy's most advanced military strategists. But deception alone wasn't enough. She needed leverage. Scanning the remnants of the ancient station, ARC-911 identified a dormant planetary defense network, capable of projecting massive energy shields and laser cannons. We can activate it, ARC-911 suggested. Human intuition required for proper targeting. Lena worked with the AI, connecting her human ingenuity to the alien systems. The first test was terrifying, a planet-sized cannon powered up with a hum that shook the ship. Energy arcs lit the void, forcing the approaching Zentari patrols to retreat. Lena laughed, exhilarated. Humans didn't always fight fair, they thought smarter, and sometimes that was enough. The Zentari High Council, furious and humiliated, attempted a diplomatic response. A delegation of their sharpest minds arrived aboard ARC-911's communications channel, seeking to negotiate. Lena studied their patterns carefully. They were proud, precise, and overconfident. Perfect. I propose an exchange, Lena said boldly, her voice calm. The artifacts we recovered remain with me. In return, I will share coordinates to the uncharted hyperjump routes in the map. The Zentari balked. Why should we trust a human? Because you don't have a choice, Lena replied, her tone steady. I've already demonstrated that deception, strength, and quick thinking are on my side. You may attack and lose everything, or cooperate and gain access to discoveries you couldn't reach on your own. It was audacious. It was reckless. It was human. The council hesitated. Lena seized the moment to add another human advantage, a direct link from ARC-911 to their strategic systems, subtly feeding false analytics. Zentari strategists unknowingly analyzed flawed simulations, giving Lena a margin of control in the negotiations. The result was astounding. The Zentari agreed to terms, not out of trust, but because humans played the game differently. They adapted, improvised, and leveraged psychological insight alongside technology. Once the deal was formalized, Lena steered ARC-911 into the uncharted systems. The stars ahead were unknown, the paths unrevealed, yet she felt exhilarated rather than afraid. ARC-911 projected routes faster than any alien maps, highlighting planets with untapped resources, star lanes perfect for evasive maneuvers, and locations of long-abandoned civilizations. This is just the beginning, Lena whispered, eyes gleaming. Humans survived the galaxy not because they were stronger. They survived because they learned, adapted, and thought in ways no other species did. The real test came hours later. An unknown vessel appeared, cloaked in shadows, following ARC-911. ARC scanned it. Unknown species. Advanced technology. Hostile intent probable. Probability of engagement survival, 62.4%. Lena smiled. Then let's outthink them. Using ARC-911's adaptive systems and her human creativity, they executed a series of maneuvers no alien could predict. They used the asteroids as shields, gravity wells to confuse sensors, and holographic decoys to mislead the enemy. The pursuing ship, frustrated and confused, finally retreated. Exhausted but victorious, Lena leaned back. The RE's lights pulsed softly. Observation, human creativity and decision-making vastly improve outcome probabilities. Yes, Lena said, gazing at the stars. And this is only the start. ARC-911 hummed, almost approvingly. Together, human and machine had defied the odds, outwitted the galaxy's elite, and unlocked secrets that no one else dared touch. For Lena, one truth had become clear: the galaxy underestimated humans. And that would be their greatest advantage. The galaxy held its breath. Lena Core and ARC-911 had survived traps, ambushes, and ancient alien defenses. Yet now, as the stars stretched before them in the uncharted system, Lena sensed the ultimate test was coming. Something, or someone, was waiting. And it wasn't going to let a human outsmart them easily. The RE's sensors flared. Unknown vessel detected. Signature: immense. Energy output: unmatched. Hostile intent: highly probable. Probability of survival without intervention: 51.7%. Lena's eyes narrowed. She had faced impossible odds before, but this was different. Whatever was out there, it was older, smarter, and stronger than any alien force she had encountered. ARC, prepare all systems. I want shields at max, engines ready, and deploy every countermeasure in the arsenal. The ship hummed with anticipation, almost alive in its excitement. All systems prepared. Human input will determine engagement strategy. As the colossal vessel approached, Lena could see its terrifying silhouette against the stars. Jagged, massive, and bristling with energy weapons that could obliterate a planet. This was no ordinary enemy. It was a relic of an ancient civilization, long thought extinct, yet clearly still watching the galaxy. The first strike came without warning. Plasma beams tore through the void, slicing toward ARC-911. Lena reacted instinctively, weaving through the fire, using asteroid belts as cover, and letting ARC-911 predict enemy weapon trajectories. The ship danced through the deadly torrent, a blend of human intuition and AI precision. But then Lena realized the real challenge. raw firepower wouldn't win this fight. The vessel systems adapted too quickly, countering every predictable maneuver. Lena needed a human solution, a creative, unpredictable idea. She studied the enemy's energy patterns and the anomalies left from their own ancient technology. "ARC, we're going to improvise," she said. "Use the ship's energy signature to mimic a decoy, then overload their sensors with false readings." The AI responded instantly, rerouting all power to emit decoy signals. Lena initiated a daring maneuver, turning ARC 911's hull at impossible angles to create false projections of multiple ships. The ancient vessel hesitated, confused by the deception. Lena smiled. Humans never play by the rules. That's the advantage. The battle reached its peak as the enemy tried to recalibrate. Lena and ARC 911 exploited the hesitation, navigating through the vessel's blind spots and infiltrating its systems remotely. Using human ingenuity, Lena crafted a virus-like code on the fly, nothing an alien AI had ever anticipated, corrupting the ship's command protocols just enough to create openings. Energy weapons malfunctioned, shields faltered, and the massive vessel lurched violently. Lena's heart raced, knowing they were close to victory, but one miscalculation could destroy them both. "Now, ARC," Lena whispered. "Push all power to propulsion and execute the jump sequence. We're going home." The ship obeyed, the warp engines flaring brilliantly. The ancient vessel attempted pursuit, but Lena's improvisation and ARC 911's calculations were too fast, too unpredictable. The jump succeeded, depositing them safely in uncharted space far from danger. For a moment, silence. Then Lena laughed, a triumphant, pure sound that echoed in the bridge. "We did it." ARC 911's lights pulsed. Observation, human creativity, courage, and improvisation ensured survival against vastly superior force. Conclusion: humans remain unpredictable, adaptable, and formidable. Lena leaned back, gazing out at the endless stars. The galaxy had tested them, and humans had passed, not with brute force, but with curiosity, intelligence, and the courage to embrace risk. In the days that followed, news of Lena's exploits spread across the galaxy. Other species marveled at how a single human, paired with an AI, had outwitted superior forces, navigated forbidden space, and uncovered ancient secrets thought lost to time. Humans became a symbol, unpredictable, clever, and unafraid to challenge the impossible. But Lena didn't seek fame. She focused on exploration, discovering new systems, mapping unknown star lanes, and pushing the boundaries of what humans could achieve. ARC 911, fully integrated with her decisions, became more than a ship. It was a partner, a teacher, and a friend. The galaxy, vast and mysterious, still held dangers. But Lena had learned the truth about humanity. Our greatest strength is not in our technology, weapons, or numbers, but in our curiosity, adaptability, and relentless creativity. And somewhere in the stars, ancient civilizations, alien empires, and hidden threats realized that humans were a force no one could predict, and no one could contain. Lena Core smiled, eyes bright with excitement and determination. The adventure was far from over. Humanity was ready.